But Type Zero has made a worldwide release. We are now going to be able to have the game in the western side of the world. That's what
I
everyone wanted.
Yeah. Well, everybody was asking about this game, and it was crazy to think that Square Enix wasn't going to release it on North America and Europe, right? I mean, almost every Final Fantasy game um, was released in North America and Europe, right? So I don't think that they will risk the name of the Final Fantasy franchise and not develop it for the Eastern side, right?
Exactly. I believe last podcast we even had a discussion on that if they're going to be making it for Western world release, and apparently now they have. So if you're interested, go ahead and get the game when it's coming out. Is there a release date for that yet? I'm not sure there's a release date for that yet.
No, not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. No release date for that yet. But just keep looking at our homepage, and we'll let you know when there is a release date. So that's a good thing right there for all of our fans that Type Zero is being released worldwide. And while we're on Type Zero, you better believe it that Square Enix is already working on Type One. Look at that, Type One already working.
There was a joke, right? We might have a Type Zero, Type One, even before Versus 13, right? So that's crazy. Yeah. Well, Tabata-san revealed that they were working with the next with the sequel to Final Fantasy Type Zero, so that's for sure is going to be Type One, right? But what I was worried about was remember when one of our current officers, posted a news. I don't know when was that, but the news said that the team behind Final Fantasy 13 had to leave a major part of the game outside of the final release, and that the amount of content on that part was so big that they could even make a new game with that, right? Do you remember that?
I remember that.
And I believe that they took that part and they included that on Final Fantasy 13 too. So maybe they will do something like that with Type 0, Type 1, and even Type 2 that was on rumors, right?
Yes, I believe that they could be able to do that as well. But it's very crazy how Square Enix is working on so many games at once, and still we haven't had any real good information on Versus 13. That's still in the cloud of dusts for the past, what, 3 years, 2 years?
Yeah, well, it was first announced in 2006, right?
So, yeah, so over 4 years there. We're getting to 5 years. I believe it's already 5 years. Look at that. That's as long as this union's been alive, okay? It's a long time.
It's a very long time. Hopefully someday we'll have it on our hands. Hopefully, maybe for PS4 and Xbox 720.
Yeah. So we do have an all we know about the Versus game. If you want to see everything we know about so far, November 19th, you can look that up. Everything we know about the game is on the homepage. We do have an update for that. I just want to touch quickly on Theatrionum. That's how you pronounce it, Theatrionum, or however you pronounce it, that new dance game there from Final Fantasy. We do have small updates, small information on the new downloaded songs you can do. Not much since our last podcast, but we have seen the release and some of the characters, some of the sub-characters there, summons, and some downloadable songs that you can play. Are you excited for this new dance game, Angel Bless?
I'm quite confused. I have mixed reactions inside. Well, I kind of like the idea of a Final Fantasy game being released on the 3DS, but I was thinking they will it would be better if they could make it an adventure RPG or an RPG game. I'm not quite sure about a rhythm game, but it seems interesting, right?
Yeah, it's a very unique game that I never thought they will actually ever come to their mind to do.
Yeah,
But
me, but Final Fantasy music is one of the mm, main parts of the games. I mean, everybody knows and everybody likes Final Fantasy music songs. Well, if you think that from that point of view, it's not that crazy, right?
yeah, I think the music has such a high prestige that it's acceptable for them to actually make a game like that because does have a lot of great music. And I believe it's over a great deal of tracks, over at least 1,000 tracks they already have. Probably, maybe I'm over exaggerating, but they're probably near to that amount.
Yeah, well, what I'm worried too is about the story. Well, it seems that it will take the same story as the CD, right? Because we were able to see Chaos and Cosmos and many chibi characters from Final Fantasy, right?
Yes, that's
And,
correct.
and some new like BB, which who should have been included in the CD. Zero and two.
Yeah. We had a poll a while ago. I believe there was a poll on our forum of who should be included in the Dissidia game, and I believe Vivi was the one who won the poll.
No, I
So
wish Toto was so much a known character. I don't know, but I didn't play Final Fantasy 11, but I think maybe should have been included in that game. Well, it was Square Enix decision, right?
yeah, unfortunately. Well, our last two bits of information we have on our new page, on our news page, is a small information about the new RPG game that Square Enix is making. It could be Final Fantasy 15. 15, everyone. Can you hear that? I'm not joking you. It's 15. Now, there's barely any information on that. Not much to talk about. But if you're interested in a small piece of information we have there, all we know right now is that it could be an action RPG. That's all we know right now. Along also with the new release of the information from Final Fantasy Brigade, I believe, a new social game. Not much information. We do have some screenshots. We do have some information about the storyline, about what the game's going to be about. It's going to be a social game. Um, an online social game, obviously. So if you're interested in those kind of games, look on the new news update for the new Brigade game that has been released. Information has been released. It hasn't been completed yet, but we do have information on that. So that pretty much wraps up our news coverage. Let's go ahead and jump into the latest Union events real quick. We do have our banner competition up with plenty of entries. Angel Bless, which ones have you seen so far that really look good? How are you liking those banners?
I have been looking at some good ones from you, especially, and I believe there were very good entries from Joe Adonis 1, 2, and even now Irish Dude is making some banners too, so all the banners look great, and I encourage all the members to make their submissions. Banner competition has been part of the Final Fantasy since its Final Fantasy Passion since its origin. So hopefully we'll be able to see even better, greater banners, right? But
Yes.
I must say that you're making a great job with art designs, man, smart. So thank you very much for helping me for posting your banners too.
No problem. Yeah, we do encourage everyone to make their banners, as you will be getting a huge bonus to your FFFU Fantasy, 150 experience points, 300 gil, and 75 AP. And if you're the winner, heck, you get another 300 there. So you're looking at 450 experience points. That's about as much points as I gave out the other day to Cthulhu for those 3 days of posting she did. That member did there. Impressive from Cthulhu, I gotta say. A lot of posting.
I mean, is watching this. Well, she's been very active lately, right?
Yes, very active. I have to say, probably the most active member so far. I believe she is number one, if not number two, on the FFFU fantasy.
Oh, one thing I was wanting to know is that the deadline for banner submission has been extended to December 10th. So if uh, you haven't had the time to finish your banners or to enter the competition, well, you have until next Saturday to make your banners. So so everybody that wish to participate, please join. We have sent Telegram, I believe. Yeah,
Yes, we have.
yeah, and there's the submissions thread link. So hopefully we will be able to see more submissions until next Saturday.
Exactly. I hope we get some more submissions there. We do have banners from Jodonis One, Irish Dude, and myself. So we'll see if we can get some more in there. As for the countdown, it's still going on. Our next match is between myself and Angel Bliss right here. It's gonna be a tight competition.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna lose.
no, that will be as hard as making this podcast.
Well, if you are interested into the countdown, you can check it out. We're on match number 6.
Yeah.
We do have the previous 5 matches in our Hall of Fame, so you may look at them there. But just wanted to let everyone know that we are on match 6, and we're getting near to the final few rounds that are left.
Yeah, this was an interesting idea from Dread Lord. So I believe this game has been one of the great success from this year. Well, and hopefully we'll have bigger and more interesting matches towards the semifinals and the finals. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Looking forward to that. Next thing I want to talk about is the database mess. If you've been looking at our board and you're going through you're going through the pages here, you'll see a bunch of database threads here, and you're probably thinking, what's the deal with all this stuff? Well, a few
well,
weeks ago, I think it was a month ago, we had Angel Bless suggest that we have a database for all the Final Fantasy games. So we are working on that. There's not information on there yet because GameSpot only lets you make 10 threads every 24 hours. So we are working on that, and we do apologize for the inconvenience of having all those threads on the first page. We are trying to bump them to the back so we don't have to see them anymore. But just be aware that those are there for future purposes, so we can do editing on them.